Hi, I'm Steph Palermo, and I know you hear me talking about feeling groovy and doing groovy things and having fun and enjoying your life. But what does that actually mean when you have to wake up every day to an ever-growing list of to-dos? And then, of course, there's those shoulds. I should meditate. I should get on a diet. I should go to yoga. I should rest. I should do all these things to feel good. I should travel. Well, I'm offering you a chance to actually feel and embody what groovy is, what feeling amazing is. Join me in Terracini, Sicily. You will not regret it. We are going to have an amazing time, and you will actually feel what living really is, what knowing your purpose is. And you'll be able to take that back, not in a list of to-dos, but in how you feel. So I'll see you there in Terracini, Sicily. Don't miss it. This is the Just Steph Show, and I'm your host, Steph Palermo, your Italian Boston girl who's an empath, healer, and all-around seeker of wisdom. Tune in weekly for advice on how to live your best life at work, home, or play so you can feel groovy every day. Hey, good morning. Happy Wednesday. I'm Steph Palermo, Just Steph. I'm your Sicilian Scorpio girl who takes you by the arm and shows you how to get on your soul's path and enjoy your best life, working towards the best version of yourself. So I'm thrilled to have you here today. Now say hi in the comments or do hashtag replay so that I can say hi to everybody during Love Card Friday. And today's life lessons from Just Steph. And I want to talk to you about generational curses. And we hear a lot about that. We've heard a lot about that, I hope. And I know we all look and say, this is the way my family has always done this. But I'd like to address it in terms of getting healthy and getting on your soul's proper path. But before I do that, I want to tell you that if you want to really make a big difference in your life, and if you're looking to engage in some extreme self-care, you definitely want to be joining me in Terracini, Sicily in September for a soul journey retreat. You'll have access to all of my gifts, my talks, and as well as healing circles, daily meditations, yoga, and as well we'll be going to sacred sites, healing sites, and put that together with a little bit of fun, great food, wine, cooking lesson for my friend Salvo, and you will transform your life in Sicily, I promise. So join me, and I'll be telling you more about this next week. I'm going to go into detail about everything. It's all inclusive, and it's going to be super fun. So, and life-changing. I'm very excited about this, and it will sell out because people are dying to get out of Dodge. They are. So let's get into generational curses. So a generational curse describes the cumulative effect on a person or things that their ancestors did, believed, or practiced in the past, and a consequence of an ancestor's actions, beliefs, and sins being passed down. So that's sort of in a religious sense, the sins, they call them generational sins. And what they are, they can be as devastating as abuse, all different kinds of abuse. There's, of course, what we might think of first is, the sexual abuse, but in physical abuse, but there's also emotional, psychological, financial, digital abuse nowadays, and gaslighting, all of that. So, and basically even how you treat other people, that's severe. And also addictions like sexual addictions, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, and all that goes along with addictions. So these are not just those devastating generational curses or bad family traits are not just those devastating ones. It can be a little bit more subtle, and we're not able to even really recognize it unless we sort of step outside of ourselves and outside of the situation. Here's a few. I just, printed them out here, and it's, ineffective ways of managing stress. So the way our family members in years past have dealt with stress, that's something that they pass on. Impulsive spending, unhealthy beliefs about money. You don't deserve it. Watch out, it's all going to be gone. Money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people are bad. Poor people are better. Whatever. Worrying too much. This is funny because people, especially Sicilians, Americans, they worry. And I see this even in my own family. And, I've had to sort of lock horns with my sister because I go, what are you worried about? And she's, loses her mouth. Oh, what do you mean? And people I had a friend of mine say something about worry. And I said, well, I don't worry. She goes, I know. And I don't. I did when I was younger. I was very worried. I thought my kids were going to die. I thought they were going to get sick. I was worried about everything. I was worried, I was afraid too, afraid of a lot of things. Picky eating. And this could be good or bad because it could be that when your kids are little, I never told my kids if I didn't like something. I just let them decide if they like it or not. But it could be even our taste buds. Like as Sicilians and Italians, we love food and we're very picky about the quality. And so our bar is set really high when it comes to food. And I have, I'm like, oh, I don't really want to eat that. Well, we get that way. We're food snobs. Holding yourself back. And this is, I see this in a lot of things. It could be in your quest for a great life. It could be in really stepping out and being an entrepreneur, starting your own company, being a little bit of a risk taker. It could be even in showing appropriate emotions, like laughing and enjoying, or behaving like something makes you mad because you don't want anybody to think that you're having a good time, for whatever reason that may be. So holding yourself back from even feeling emotions. The inability to express yourself. So not being able to express what you're thinking or feeling or what you want, your desires. Poor communication skills. And these are examples that we see in our family. They don't know how to talk. Maybe people yelled. I mean, Italians are notorious for screaming their brains out at the house. So at home, they scream and yell. They don't communicate. They don't have conversations. They don't have tough conversations. And they don't, or maybe when they talk, all they can do is criticize instead of uplift. They don't communicate properly like adults should. Unhealthy relationship dynamics. Do you always have to be in control? Do you like being controlled? Because that's safe. Maybe you have clear-cut roles that, okay, well, I'm the girl, I can't take out the garbage, or you're the boy, you can't do the laundry, or whatever, things like that. Or that when it comes to a little bit old school thinking with your, like maybe you're the one that does all the housework because that's what you do. and the other person doesn't do anything, and then you get resentful. And so these are unhealthy relationship dynamics. Overuse of sarcasm. I see this a lot. People, especially in Boston. So, especially in Boston, people are, in New York, it's like this too. They're very sarcastic, and it can be painful because it's a habit, and it ends up being really what you mean, and it's not a joke. Not being able to say sorry. How's that? That's a tough one. People can't say they're sorry. And, maybe sometimes eating a little crow and saying, can you forgive me? I made a mistake. And what goes along with that is forgiveness. I have somebody in my family who doesn't forgive. They hold grudges forever. And, remember that happened in 1920? Not being able to forgive, that's a generational curse. Not being able to resolve conflicts. That's having those, people are people. You will have conflicts with your children just because they're your children. If you have younger children, just because you see that, when they don't like what's going on. Being able to resolve conflicts, even with your closest people, and especially with those people, because that's where you're teaching other people in your life how to resolve conflicts. And we learned from the best of them, didn't we? We watched the conflicts. You ever see The Godfather when they're like, she's throwing the plates around? She's screaming and yelling, and then he beats the hell out of her. You think that's not real? Yeah, that's real. That happens. These are curses that we bring with us because it's what we're taught. And it's also ways of thinking. And it's how we view life. And a lot of times this is, it doesn't serve us. And I'm going to be honest with you. I have worked very hard to break the generational curses in my life. And, there were a lot of them. And I've worked very hard at this because it's important that I live the life that's meant for me. My soul has a purpose. I have a purpose here. And if I don't step outside of these traits, then I cannot live my best, happiest, most purpose-driven life. And that goes for all of you. So how do we get away from or move from or evolve away from familial traits, family traits, bad family traits, the traits that don't serve us and don't serve the people around us? How do we get away from that? Well, first of all, you have to look at it as a problem. You have to admit that there's a problem. And how do you even know? Because sometimes we're numb. We're numb to it because we're on this treadmill every day. How do we realize it? Even if you're numb, you will feel in your body something just isn't right. You won't be happy. You won't be joyful when something happens. You'll have a reaction. You'll have a reaction. So what you have to do is become aware of your body and your reactions, and go, I wonder why I feel this way. And that's when you can make an assessment and say, oh, this stems back to when, I was taught this in my life. And, one other thing that I didn't mention is being attracted to people who are either abusive or are addicts or are needy or are broken or are unavailable emotionally. And that's a good one for the Just Steph rules of dating. Somebody write that down so I remember it for the future. But that's another curse. That's another trait. Being attracted to people who don't serve us, who tear us down instead of build us up. They don't bring value to our lives, and we're not allowed to bring value to them. This is important. So when you're with somebody and you feel bad, that's when you have to start thinking this might be a problem. Feel, know what's in your body, okay? Feel the physical manifestations of not being happy. Clenched stomach, nerves, even being tired because you're drained. Then after you admit there's a problem, then you need to begin the process of change. This process at first will be daunting because you are not living the life that you were once living, and you're going against the grain, and you're going against what your family always did. This is a difficult time, and you might need help. So you would either reach out to a therapist or maybe a clergy member, a life coach, somebody like me, an intuitive, a soul reader who can help you with these the steps to change. You have to begin. You have to start somewhere. Make a commitment to yourself that you are no longer going to accept this in your life. Make a promise to yourself. This is extreme self-care. And when you slip up, and because it's always 2 steps forward, 1 back for a little while, and then you'll do 3 and 4 steps and 1 step back, and then you might do 25 steps and 1 step back, but you don't beat yourself up. I'm notorious for getting angry at myself or being disappointed because I'm like, oh, I thought I was more advanced than this. So, begin the process. Make a commitment to yourself, extreme self-care. If you don't want to seek help, then start Googling how to deal with whatever trait you want to stop. How to stop that. Where are the tools? Get the tools that you need to stop. And to change your mind, you got to change your thinking. You're worth it first, the mind. And then you can even meditate on it and visualize what your life will be like when this is no longer going on in your world, and how happy and free you will be, and how much energy you will have because you won't be spending it there. And then, of course, commit to finishing, commit to getting to that space, commit to moving forward and finishing and getting rid of this trait, of this curse, whatever it is. And it might take a long time. If you're an alcoholic, you might need help. If you are married to an alcoholic, you might need to go to Al-Anon and get a therapist and figure out how to deal with the alcoholic. I don't know if that means leaving or it means staying. Whatever it means for you, you need to figure it out what is going to work for you. If you have somebody in your life that is not emotionally available for you and it does not bring value to your life, then you need to figure out how to address that issue, have a tough conversation, and see what the response is. And if that person does not want to engage, then you have to think good and hard. I remember asking when I was married, like, can we just talk about something more than what we're doing or where the kids are going to have to be tomorrow. And he never wanted to talk ever about anything of value. It was surface talk. And that didn't work for me. It never did. It never will. So, it's, it takes two to tango, but that wasn't going to work for me. So I committed to myself. I committed to personal growth and development. I commit to it every single day. And every single day is an amazing day. And that's it. I don't care what the weather is. It's a beautiful day. And that's my commitment to myself. If you want your life to be better, if you want your life to be more than just complacent, you have to decide. You've got to make the changes, and you need to commit to getting there. And it doesn't have to be terrible. It can be a great journey for you, a journey of discovery, of discovering who you are, what you really love, what you really want in your life, and just enjoying the scenery as you go. And learning something new. So we have a comment. So Jimmy says, my mom would worry if there was nothing to worry about because she thought she was missing that something's wrong. Yeah, well, my uncle always said, if you want grandma to be happy, tell her you broke your arm so that she can cry about it. So that's how it was in my family too. They always want something to, be miserable about, at least the old timers. So that's kind of par for the course for the Italians, right, Jimmy? So I will say hi to everybody at Love Card Friday. So tune in. Tomorrow's the Just Steph Rules of Dating. And I can't remember what I said I was going to talk about, but I know I wrote it down. And Love Card Friday is Friday. So tomorrow, the Just Steph Rules of Dating will be a little later in the day because I will be traveling in the morning to Atlanta. And Love Card Friday will be at the normal time, 11 o'clock. So I hope that this was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please message me either on Facebook or email me at steph@juststeph.com. And I will answer all your questions. And if you're ready to level up your life and you're ready to get on your soul's path, reach out to me and let's see what I can do to help you, either with my, my soul journey package, coaching package, a soul reading, my membership community, which taps into all of my gifts. And of course, the best thing you can do for yourself is come on retreat with me to Terracina, Sicily in September. I have 2 weeks available and there are early bird pricing specials. So you don't want to miss that. So I hope this has been helpful for you. And of course, take a risk, be vulnerable, share your heart and love always. Know I love you all. Wishing you love, balance, and peace. Ciao, ciao, baby. I love you. I do.
Thanks for tuning in to the Just Steph Show. I really care about you, your happiness, and helping you make great choices for your life. So tune in next week for more wisdom from me. In the meantime, follow me on my Just Steph Facebook page, on Twitter at Steph Palermo. My Instagram account is JustSteph1, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Steph Palermo. See you next week. Ciao, ciao.